Guys, welcome back to
Grand Finals of our Go4Heroes Americas Cup. I'm trying to get that name right every time.
number 5.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a lot of letters and syllables and words.
It's tough after a long day of casting. Oof, that's a tough one to get out. But that said, we are in game number 2 of the Grand Finals between SMG and Clairvoyant Gaming. We saw a very close game number 1.
Yep.
SMG was able to pull out a couple of really tight team fights at the end, and they were able to just push that victory right to the end. But I'm sure Clairvoyant Gaming is going to have some tricky stuff up their sleeve. So far, we've seen some pretty interesting compositions out of them, so wouldn't be surprised to see some weird stuff just to counter SMG. We are going to Dragonshire, and as far as I can tell, the rest of the lobby is ready. But
we're ready to go. We're waiting for them to start the lobby up here, but all 10 members are in there, and we are actually switching over to our draft process now. I just realized it didn't update the pick band stuff, so it's going to be incorrect for just a quick moment here as we fix that. Now that is in fact the information for the last map. The new map will in fact be Darganshire, as Mr. Arthon likes to call it. I think it was Darganshire, and of course our pick bands have not begun just yet.
Okay, all right. So something we should point out: we've actually been following Clairvoyant Gaming all throughout this tournament. Every map so far for the first 4 games that we've casted have been on Cursed Hollow. We haven't seen them play on any other map. Maybe this is just their good map and no one has figured this out yet, but
Kubi is giving them no credit at all. He's just like saying they're booty except for on that map.
Putting some words into my mouth there, sir.
No, but you make a valid point. We've only seen them play on Cursed Hollow today. They've been playing incredibly well, making it to the Grand Finals. Of course, that means they're playing quite well, defeating teams like Vortex, Evil Geniuses, and Glorious. But we see the first band coming out from SMG. It's going to be in Tassadar.
Yeah.
And
maybe these guys know something about Tassadar. I don't know.
The thing about the new Tassadar build is he's just so impossible to kill.
It is.
He has so much guaranteed sustained damage, and he's so incredibly hard to kill that it's just like, we don't want to deal with that annoyance. Let's just get him out.
I mean, yeah, like we've only seen Tassadar once today, and he's just been banned out every single game. But up until this point, like we were mentioning before, every game has been on Cursed Hollow. Now we're on Dragonshire. Is there really that same advantage that Tassadar had before that is still worth banning? I don't know. Perhaps it's just sort of a throwaway ban and they're just looking to secure themselves a better first pick.
Right.
It could be a lot of things, and we won't know until we see how the rest of the pick develops. And we do see a Falstad ban once again coming out of Clairvoyant Gaming.
Just pretty much switching sides in terms of
up until this point, we haven't seen Clairvoyant ban Falstad, but in quite a few of their games, he has been banned out. So
and the first pick's actually going to be Tychus here.
So there you go. Typically, in the current meta, you would see probably one of the heavy damage dealers banned out, and Tychus also being a heavy damage dealer. So maybe they're feeling very confident they want Tychus on this map. They said, we'll put in a ban like Tassadar that's not super high on the priority list so that we can secure ourselves Tassadar. Or force them to ban Tychus, and then they have a strategy to go from there.
Okay. I'm just checking production things as I space out for a quick moment, make
nice.
sure everything's correct. Okay, yeah, so we can actually see some of the picks here. We have the pick on Tychus and then Nazebo Vala coming out for Clairvoyant, immediately followed by Arthas Brightwing for SMG. So it's Tychus, Arthas, Brightwing. 3 heroes we're very familiar seeing SMG play quite frequently. Matt Timmy on Brightwing. Arthas will either be Soldier or Dreadnought, and Zeratul Stitches.
They got the combo again.
They do have Zeratul Stitches, and we've seen a lot of success out of it today.
Yeah. Some really nice matches. I mean, the game, if you guys didn't catch it, check the VODs out. Condyne Vortex versus Clairvoyant Gaming. Incredible hooks, incredible plays coming out of Clairvoyant in that series. Well, just the one game, of course, because it was best of 1 up until the finals. But check that game out. So if you want to see some really, really nice Stitches play, that's where to go see it. And they have the combo again, so is it as effective on other maps? I mean, he was landing the hooks. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
But SMG's draft is terrifying with
Kerrigan Zagara. That was the next point.
Arthas Zagara and Tychus. That you get pulled or rooted or anything, you just die.
Hold on a second. That's 4 Envenoms they can take. Arthas, Brightwing, Kerrigan, Zagara. That's 4 Envenoms.
No, I don't want to see it. I want to see it.
I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see that. That's a lot of Envenom.
Okay, the players are ready. We're going to let them know that we are ready.
That's going to be terrifying. Even if they only grab 3, all right, traditionally the Arthas Kerrigan combo has been scary. It's been scary since March of last year. You know what I mean?
You throw the Hunter Seeker in there, plus the Envenom from Zagara. It's just like, good night.
I think I just threw up a little bit. That was just the thought of that is terrifying.
And we're in Durganshire.
We are in Darganshire. Dargan. All right. He's just not getting it. I don't know what you want, guys. All right. So yeah, like you said, we're going to Dragonshire. So we'll have to see if this composition here is a bit catered to the map. I mean, I'm not seeing anything that's jumping out at me. I mean, the Stitches Zeratul combo works everywhere. It's a little bit more effective on Cursed Hollow. You know, Nazebo is Nazebo. He's pretty awesome everywhere. So.
Yeah, it's I mean, sometimes Nazebo can get shut down, but more often than less, we have very passive play to Nazebo where the damage output is just actually insane.
Right. Some of the bigger counters is like, you know, Stitches. Sometimes you see Muradin picked up to deal with it.
Brightwing is quite good.
Kerrigan's also, you know, that's another thing to consider too.
Yeah, and Tyrande was like an interesting thing.
Yeah, that almost worked. It was very close.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of it too, but didn't end up panning out in game number 1. But here we are in game number 2. Dragonshire, Clairvoyant Gaming versus SMG in the finals of this week's Go4Heroes Americas Cup. And to introduce the teams, we have for Clairvoyant Gaming, we have Clown on Vala, Spanker will be playing Nazebo, Rusty on Uther, Caterpillar once again on Zeratul, and Atlanta back on Stitches.
Probably should have clicked on those heroes while you talked about them. But on the other side of the map, we got Dreadnought on Arthas. Brightwing will be played by Mad Timmy. Kerrigan will be played by Soldier. Of course, KO on his Money Pig as well on Tychus. And Arthalon rocking that icy Zagara Master skin. My favorite Zagara skin of the game. Kubi seems to like the fire one, but I think
the fire one's way better. That's why.
Ice is the way to go here.
Well, you're wrong. That's okay.
Level talents, it's pretty much standard across the board.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at those. I mean, Zeratul takes the greater radius on the cleave. That's an option you can take. Sometimes people go with the reduced cooldown on blink.
Yeah, sometimes you can get the regen on Zagara.
Yeah, I was going to say Demolitionist.
Demolitionist is pretty darn standard.
Yeah. And then the other one is that Clown opted to go with the extra range on multi-shot. Typically, we've been seeing him go Rancor level 1. That's just the upgrade to the attack speed stacks. So, do we see the typical 3-man bottom lane that NA loves to do, where they battle against each other over the bottom lane? I'm not sure that's going to be the case, actually. It's like a 2-2 split, mid and bottom, and then one top.
Tank Wars in the top lane. We have Caterpillar rotating around. Now, Arthlon does have Mad Timmy with him, so he's relatively safe. But Caterpillar coming around the back here, seeing what he can get done, but the Hydra comes down instantaneously to make him, have to back on up there.
Hydra is actually a fairly solid counter to stealth characters. So it attacks often enough that you can't go into stealth to break its focus on you. The best Zeratul can do is blink away, but Nova actually just has to leave. That just has to walk away. So at the very least, you're forcing Zeratul to leave. He can't continue to chase anybody. So it's something that Zeratul has to keep in mind in terms of when he tries to chase against people.
So Shrines being traded here, one for each team at this point in time. We have Dreadnought holding the top one on Arthas, but honestly, this bottom lane is just going to be pretty stagnant for now.
Yeah.
We have Caterpillar rotating very aggressively between bottom and middle, and he's going to keep on doing that. With Kerrigan rotating top, they might try to get a kill on Atlanta.
Jake, we're so close to level 4. That's when we find out.
How
to
many
see 4 Venoms.
Let's pull it up preemptively. Here it comes.
Come on, guys, pick your talents.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, it was Brightwing.
Yeah,
okay. Still, 3 Envenoms is very scary. That's going to mean a lot in terms of...
Arthlon is locked on in here.
Yeah, that's going to be
so much damage, but Spanker is actually going to fall from this. Mad Timmy coming from behind, throwing down that polymorph. Caterpillar opting go for Mad Timmy and not Arthlon here.
Mad Timmy, you are done.
Yeah, he is done.
And a good blink from Caterpillar.
But this is going to give both shrines to SMG for a very short period of time. Arthlon, of course, cannot hold this, and they will immediately cap it back. Not enough time for them to crap the shine.
Very close, though.
Ooh, Clown is taking a lot of damage.
Clown? No.
Yeah, if Dreadnought was a little bit closer, he could have got there with the Envenom and the Howling Blast, but not quite.
Yep, okay, so for the other level 4 talents that we didn't quite get a chance to mention here, full multi-shot build, we see the Arsenal coming out of Clown on level 4. Gathering Power for Nazebo Zeratul, those are very standard picks. Protective Shield and the Slam upgrade for Stitches. All pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty standard most of these games. You guys are playing for a lot of pride and just, you win this event and you get into the monthly, it's worth quite a bit having the extra placings in your seed. Have a lot of value in this event right now. And, of course, the prize pool.
That was odd. Atlanta had a free opportunity to go up and take the top shrine there, but he felt scared about something.
KO is going to fall here to Clown and Caterpillar, though.
Okay, so maybe we'll see Caterpillar rotate up top to secure that top shrine.
Not going to be there in time.
Okay.
Rusty was very close to stealing that. Now, Smaker, of course, could have rotated up, and, of course, Caterpillar is right around the corner, being able to rotate in.
Yeah, you will see. Oh, geez, Clown finds out that's it. That's going to be it.
Soldier has no fear.
No fear indeed, but that Envenom is very, very scary. It's a huge power boost to Kerrigan's kit at level 4, and you don't see another spike until level 13 when she gets rewind. So she's probably one of the scariest heroes just to see pop out of the top of your lane, and you didn't think that she was there at level 4. Yeah. So I mean, that's why we were so excited to see, potentially 4 Envenoms. That's quite the gank squad you have there. And we can see it. They're pushing out. They know they have the advantage.
They want 10 first. I mean, they have, just about a half a level advantage right now.
At this rate, they're going to get it.
And, as it stands, they're going to be looking to get that first level 10, which is really nice. Shrines, of course, just remaining pretty neutral, 1 and 1 on each side. Caterpillar kind of hanging out 3 on 3 in this bottom lane. As KO shows himself, they're not going to be as confident, though. Oh, with Soldier right in the bush here. If they see him, they're going to get the hook there. And Venom goes down. No, not enough. Not enough. Yep.
They needed to chain together another couple of set of CCs, which they actually didn't have available to them. They would have had to have had Arthas nearby to chain the Howling Blast in. Otherwise, he's always going to be able to blink out of that situation. If they all had Envenom off cooldown at that situation, maybe, but...
Now, Stitches has rotated down. Dreadnought realizes this. Dreadnought's on his way down as well. Soldier getting pulled apart by Atlanta a little bit here, but as soon as the Howling Blast goes down, they might be able to do something. Clown is available as well, but KO. Oh, the hook goes out, but no
just
dice.
Barely dodged that one. SMG creeping ever closer to that level 10. And, I mean, if it were to pop right now, they would just dive right onto Clairvoyant Gaming, and that would not be a pretty fight for them. So, Clairvoyant's got to be very careful about where they are exactly when that level 10 does hit.
Well, we can see that, the level 7 talents, of course, were taken as we're almost 10. 10 talents being picked up as well here. Emerald, Wind, Maelstrom, Odin, Army of the Dead, and Maw are going to be the talents here for SMG.
Very, very... those are the typical picks. That's what we usually see.
Ooh, Clown is so very low. He's going to die to the Envenom once again here in the top lane.
That Envenom has been doing so much work so far.
Which one, though? Whose Envenom was it?
Who gets the credit? Everybody? I don't know.
That wall is just about dead. And
so, no surprise here. We see that SMG is already at level 10 ahead of Clairvoyant Gaming, and they're having control of both the shrines because it's just too scary for Clairvoyant to try and contest one of the shrines. They don't know who's hiding up there. Those heroics, it's a huge power spike for any hero that grabs it before the other team. So, no surprise there. They were very reluctant, and, they were able to grab, SMG was able to grab the Dragon Knight.
So the Dragon Knight gets walled in. It's going to take a lot of damage. Nice hook gorge going down from Atlanta. And put the Void Prison and the...
Okay, the Void Prison was actually clutch. I saw the gorge, and I was like, I'm not sure that that's going to be enough to get him, especially when you saw Brightwing coming in. Yeah. But the Void Prison was actually really nice.
And the Red Vengeance for security. It's kind of like throwing a root down from Mal. It's a guaranteed
combo
stun.
Is Soldier dead?
Oh
no,
my goodness. Emerald Wind backing up. Yeah, the Maw goes down as well also. Just like the Mega, let's get him out of here play. The Maw hit nothing but his own.
Soldier actually popped Maelstrom there, and there was probably a bit of miscommunication there because the way that Mad Timmy was...
He does get him, yep.
No bueno right there. So yeah, he pops the Maelstrom, and there was probably a miscommunication there because Mad Timmy already had the Emerald Wind queued up. He was like, all right, we're disengaging this here. There's a huge cooldown on that Maelstrom. I think it's like 100 seconds. Maybe it's more than that. 120 seconds. That's the highest cooldown for a heroic in the game. It's a really nice heroic for team fights, so it's kind of scary for SMG to take team fights from here on out. So that was definitely a misplay from Soldier, especially when he ended up dying anyway.
Using Maelstrom like that. I mean, 3 heroics were used and he died anyways.
Right.
So it's not good indeed. And I don't think you can mount up while you're using Maelstrom either. So it's just kind of like you make yourself more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And just kind of a mistake for sure. Bottom lane getting pressured here by Clairvoyant. This is their time to try to get back in the game. They've picked up a few kills. They're up 4 kills to 3 at this point in time.
Yep.
Of course, Knights pushing in the top lane for both teams, clashing at the top fort of Clairvoyant.
Right, and SMG does have the leg up to get to level 13. That's where we see a talent tier, 2 Relentless, 2 Rewinds, and the Hunter Seeker upgrade.
Ooh, the wall goes down, almost catching Soldier off guard, but not quite. They're backing up as they see that Frozen Tempest, and the Army of the Dead has been used, so that's a nice little win.
Sure.
Dreadnought's not going to get any value out of that heroic, and that's something they don't have to worry about. Now, Maelstrom is almost ready. Actually, yes, it is. Yeah, it's almost ready.
Another 20 seconds on that. I think that was really smart from Clairvoyant there. They saw the Army of the Dead was popped, and there's a reasonable, I think it's 80-second cooldown 90-second cooldown on Army of the Dead, so yeah, just pop that, and there's no need to take a fight in that situation, especially when Dreadnought's so far forward. He's the only target that you can hit.
Oh, the Void Prison is secure.
Was it worth
Knights
it?
here. Is it worth it? I don't know, but it's Knights either way. They're fighting right on top of the big stun here. Maelstrom is used right away, followed by Emerald Wind, but the Maw is doing work as well. Clown is super, super low. Both Rusty and Atlanta are so far separated from their team, and Dreadnought says, no, you're not going this way. No way, no chance. And Rusty, oh my god, sprinting and actually surviving. What on earth? Atlanta is still alive. Caterpillar came in. Did he survive? No, he actually fell before he could bolt back on out. Soldier taking a lot of damage from the towers.
Okay. I gotta say, SMG won that fight, but man, was there some miscommunication going on there. Like, the Maw went down, the Emerald Wind overlapped it, and then what was the other heroic that I saw that went off? Jeez. Oh, was that the Maelstrom was going off as well and hitting no one?
Yeah.
During that, like, that fight could have been super clean for SMG, but none of their heroics ended up lining up.
This is kind of like the last time we cast Symbiote. The Maws were going on top of the Shock and Aws and the Rain of Vengeance almost every single time. This is versus, I think this was Kings of the Storm.
Yeah, it might have been versus Cloud9 Maelstrom.
Cloud9, yeah. We saw that happen quite a bit. I think they just all play kind of reactionary and try to trust each other without saying, look, I'm going to Maw. It's kind of hard to... The game is so fast-paced that it's hard to make that call out ahead of time.
I mean, but that's what separates the really, really good teams are the ones that, like, okay, I know that Arthon's going to throw down his Maw here. I'm going to save my heroic until after they pop out. So definitely a bit of a misplay, and that fight could have been a lot more convincing for SMG.
This Dragonite, I mean, yeah, it's good that SMG picked it up, but it got thrown away almost immediately.
Really nice play
KO
from SMG.
is got to back up here.
Clairvoyant. That was good.
Yeah, the wall really gets a lot of value on those Dragonites.
Sure. Okay, so we see the SMG is posturing around the top lane here. There may be a team fight here. It looks like Clairvoyant is just trying to set up to stop them from pushing out any further. Atlanta looking for a hook? No good. Okay, that was kind of a guess hook.
Yeah. So we've got double rewind, Kerrigan, Brightwing, nothing particularly strange about that. We have the upgrade on the Hydralisk for level 13.
Also very standard.
Yep.
Okay, and they're okay. So you'll see this in professional play. The Giants are a much more value than the Knights are in most cases, which is why I was surprised to see the Void Prison go down on the bottom camp to take that. Just because you don't actually get too much out of really just burning bullets off of the towers. But the Giants, if left uncontested, they can outrange the turrets so that they can do way more damage than any set of Knights would. So it's something that you know the other team has to respond to. They at least have to send one person down there.
Okay, the hook goes out. Oh, okay, that was a huge Void Prison there to help try to stall. But Rusty taking a lot of damage. Actually, Kerrigan goes in with all the stuns. Multiple Envenoms going down. That was 2 Envenoms just to secure that kill and the stun at the end. Nicely done, and that's like Kerrigan they don't have to worry about. Nice Maw, sucking up 1 full minion, and Dreadnought getting gorged right away.
He has Army of the Dead.
Yeah, he's it's like the last
thing
you want to grab.
He has Stone Skin as well. I mean, we've seen Atlanta do this a couple times. More often than I mean, he has good stitches.
Oh no! The Howling Blast securing 2 kills. Huge plays from SMG. You know that's.
I can't stress this enough, guys. When you are playing Stitches and you hook an Arthas, you have to just take it as a loss. Don't waste your Gorge on Arthas, especially if you know that he has Army of the Dead off cooldown. He's just, as soon as he gets out, he's gonna pop Army of the Dead. He's gonna Death Coil himself. He's gonna Stone Skin. He's not going to die.
Right.
You just blew your ultimate cooldown.
The only time it's worth it is like when the other member's down. Like if it's the start of a team fight and you pull Arthas. Leave.
Yeah, you just gotta back up. But wait for your hook to come back off cooldown because it's just not worth it. You're almost never gonna get anything out of that. Yeah, you get him to burn his cooldown, but it's an excellent initiation for the other team because Arthas would love to be in the middle of the entire rest of the team
getting the
with his Frozen Tempest off, and so. Just keep that in mind in the future. I'm sure Atlanta knows that that's in this play too. It's just sort of you have to make a split-second decision, and he's like, all right, I got the hook, and sometimes you get excited and just gorge anyway.
Right, well, they're going to pressure this fort. Another Dragonite here for SMG, doing a little bit more already, but the hook, will the wall go down as well? No, it looks like they want to save it here because they are a little bit afraid of SMG.
Yeah, they're up the level 16 talents. Yeah, that's the big deal here. They still don't want to push down the Bridge of Death. If you want to know why they call it that, it's just such a narrow area, and if you get caught slightly out of position and you're in a fight you don't want to take, you really can't leave.
Ravenous and Rain of Vengeance on that bridge, forget about it. Like,
yeah, SMG is respecting that, so I can completely understand why they didn't continue to push down the top lane. That will probably be the last fort to go of the 3. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
So, again, just looking at the talents, I mean, double stone skin for Tychus and Arthas, polymorph. I believe that's going to be Critterize. Yes, Critterize here.
Yep.
For Brightwing, Blood for Blood, and the double Hydralisk.
All very normal talents to take at level 16. I think we're seeing Clairvoyant is just playing very passively here. They just want to wait till they get to level 16 as well before they attempt to take a fight.
Yeah, they need
Because anything right now, it's not going to go in their favor, I can tell you that.
Nice hook, but again, that's the Arthas. It's really just kind of a fight.
Okay, see, that was good. He backed up there. Even though he was maybe within reach of the wall, it's still not a good idea.
KO took a lot of damage, forced to pop Odin, which is going to bring an initiation out of them. They're going to back on up behind their wall. They know the Odin's there. They know they use Void Prison. Dreadnought is fully, healthy at this point in time.
Sure.
And KO is just going to kind of, he's not even going to chip away at the towers.
Yeah, I mean, he had to pop that. So there was some heroics exchange that we saw the Void Prison go down, only really getting Dreadnought in that situation. Just some poking from both teams.
We have the talents here for 16.
Fishing Hook once again. Coming out of Atlanta, and we've seen him do some work with Fishing Hook. So, I mean, it's perhaps we don't see any of the crazy hooks until after he gets that extended range. It's another 50% range on that Fishing Hook. So you can make some plays with it, especially when you combine that with Gorge. And I'm sure he's been taking Blink at level 22, so expect to see some craziness out of that.
Well, right now, SMG is actually taking the final Merc camp on the map. They're going to have a full, beautiful red map.
They have very, very nice control of this game. They're 3 levels up right now. They're in a very nice pace to get to level 20 well before Clairvoyant Gaming does. That's a scary spot to be in.
3-level lead is not something you can laugh at because it is terrifying. He's looking for that desperate hook. They need those big pickoffs.
That was another guess hook, too.
Yeah, they need them. They just
do.
need to get a lucky hook. But right now they're not getting it. SMG has Mercs pushing in the top lane, and Shrines have spawned. Dread, all by himself, realizes this and backs on up.
I mean, he does have Army of the Dead off. What is it worth it, you think, to just sit there, cap the Shrine? They were ready in mid. They would have gotten the Dragon Knight out of it for sure. Do you think he would have died? That's really what the question comes down to.
You can't sustain even with Stone Skin and everything against 5 people. Yeah. It doesn't matter 3-level lead or not.
Look at this.
They're still gonna blow you up.
Look at this party bush coming in here and the grab onto Matt Timmy. That's the Gorge.
That's good. That's good. That's good. They need that now. Matt Timmy's gonna get spit out. He's gonna immediately pop Emerald Wind. That's a really nice Void Prison zoning his team out. Matt Timmy is now incredibly vulnerable and he should die for this. But Spanker getting so low from Arthlon. Arthlon coming around the back.
Wow.
Clown and Caterpillar are like so far out of the battle right now. They're not doing anything. Having to walk around the back there. Matt Timmy is gonna fall.
All right.
But the Maw is there on one member. Here come the Banelings from it. Clown is just going to get obliterated. Random Vengeance attempted, but hits nothing.
Arthlon had some very nice positioning in that fight, I will say. Like, just smart of him to wrap around.
He's so dead. But it's okay because they're going to get the Dragon Knight for this. Dreadnought is there, capping the Dragon Knight.
The Dread Knight.
The Dread Knight. And these Knights are still pushing down top.
Yeah, this should be a free fort. With 15 seconds of Stitches coming back there, not going to be able to finish the game here, but they're going to get a lot of damage done. And they just hit level 20, so we do see Resurgence coming out of Arthas. Big red button on Odin. Blink on Zagara, no surprise there. Blink on Kerrigan. And the triple Emerald Wind.
Yep, continuous wins, of course. That's such a huge upgrade when you consider the amount of displacement and just control you get on a battlefield for so long. They do get a keep, and that's already worth it. Like
not only that, but they're 2 levels down. I mean, more than that actually at this point.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
All right, let's start theory crafting some ways that they can come back in this game, and I think it's going to have to come down to.
He went down a full lane.
Yeah,
that was a nice kick. Good kick, Dreadnought.
Surely you lined that one up with the massive startup of that kick. You lined that one up.
Yeah, so
not lucky at all.
Like you said, I mean, a lot of it's going to come down to picks. I mean, we say this a lot, but they have the Void Prison hook combo.
Right.
And I think they really just need to get that big hook, Void Prison out a few people, and pick off that key member. Whether it's KO or Mad Timmy or whatever, it doesn't matter. But they need to pick off a member that is not Dreadnought, because Dreadnought's not going to die.
Did you see that? He cleansed the kick. If you guys are wondering why he didn't go anywhere, Uther cleansed Spanker just before he got hit by that kick.
It's
so
a cheeky thing. It's a cheeky thing you can do.
It's only a 30-second cooldown on that cleanse, so that's pretty neat.
While the Knights, or Giants, excuse me, are going to be picked up here, just throwing down some Singularity Spikes to throw some damage on Dreadnought, but actually can't even see the damage because it's so...
Yeah, SMG is just continuing to suffocate Clairvoyant Gaming here. I mean, slowly but surely, they're just going to keep picking up that Dragon Knight every time it's available. Take another keep, and things are... It's rough. And you're right, they do need that pick. They need that really nice Void Prism. Whiffs there, ends up grabbing one of the creeps.
It was a Roach.
Zagara, Zagara Roach.
And yeah, it's not what you want. And again, like you said, suffocation is the best word you can use right now because they're just staying in their face.
It's very passive play.
Yeah.
They're not giving them the opportunities to get those hooks to come back, really. That's what it comes down to. And it's smart. It's the right thing to do, especially when this is like the last game. You win this, you're done. You win the tournament. So, why not? You don't need to take any risks, really.
SMG wants that money, and they want that title. Is this going to be their first ESL win? I'm not too sure. Probably not. I've missed a few of the weeklies.
Glorious is the #1 seed right now, so that may give them #1 seed moving forward into future weekly tournaments. So yeah, we can just see they're continuing to rotate around.
Okay, it's not the target they want, but it might be enough because Void Prison is going to be a crucial play here. Now they throw down that big Rain of Vengeance. Dreadnought is actually going to fall here. So very nicely done. They try to get an offensive maw to mitigate that, but what do they get? Just Spanker. And see, if that hit, that would have been like exactly what they need. But Resurgence is, of course.
I was about to say that. This is the reason we didn't see SMG go too crazy trying to save Dreadnought. He does have Resurgence up, so it's not. I mean, they get some experience from it, which evens up the lead a little bit to like a little bit less than 2 levels. But yeah, I mean, they still have a huge strangle control over this map. And it hasn't changed with that hook. They're going to need to make a couple more plays like that.
They're going to get their first night camp, or their first Merc camp in general in a very long time.
Yes.
So that's a small win. So they got that out of it. That's really all they earned. They earned a little bit of experience towards level 20, which they desperately need.
Actually, more importantly, they have pretty solid control of this bottom shrine.
Yeah.
And I mean, if they lose another Dragon Knight, not good. Oh, is Atlanta too far out of position here? I think he might be.
I don't know if it's going to matter no matter what he does. I don't think it is. He's getting so very low. But that wall actually...
Soldier?
Oh my goodness, Atlanta. He's still alive. They've used everything in the zone. Arthlon's in the front line. Rusty's running around trying to get the heal there for him. We see Maelstrom used very early on. Army of the Dead has not been popped yet. Caterpillar is going to be falling here. Arthlon picking people off left and right. Both Nazivos and
he's got hook pull in just a second. There it is on Rusty.
Oh,
KO. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, and just the hooks were not the right call in that situation. They ended up pulling our Soldier into that fight on Kerrigan, and it's just like, oh yeah, I'll just pop Maelstrom and just start killing people. And we did see Nazevo and Zeratul fall as a result of that. SMG is in even more of a controlling position here. They probably will be able to rotate up at the very least. They'll take this Dragon Knight up and clean up this top keep. They might even just try to finish the game right here.
I mean, they've got 30 seconds with the 2 bigger damage dealers. Well, I guess Vala's up there as well on the team. Gorge is nice. Is it enough, though? Are they able to get the kill? He blinks, but not far enough. But the Maelstrom, or excuse me, the Maw is big enough to get the kill there.
Yeah.
Emerald Wind doing just damage, honestly. Arthalon's going to fall here to Clown, but Clown is so very low, and Venom's going to be enough to pick him off with the Hydra. That's going to be it.
Congratulations to SMG for taking this week's Go4Heroes America Cup #5.
SMG looked really good, but Clairvoyant showed us a lot of incredible play today.
Yeah, we haven't seen them playing this well in quite some time, so kudos to them. They took out a lot of big names today. They showed us some really cool plays, some interesting compositions, and I mean, we haven't seen Stitch's Zeratul play like that in some time, so... it was really cool.
It's kind of like old school stuff.
It is
coming back into the meta that it's so hard to get done right. It's like a big play. If you can get that hook, Void Prison, it's like a huge swing in the game. And a lot of teams just went for like safer, easier to execute, like more guaranteed execution kind of combos. But they're just like, no, we're good enough to do this. We're good enough to do it. And they were getting it time and time again today. So really well played by Clairvoyant. Good showing to them, but grats to SMG.
Of course, yeah. They showed us the typical SMG style, just dominating the NA scene per usual. And they took out their demon today. They took out Maelstrom, and I think that was round number 2 of the tournament. I think they had to play quite early, so kudos to them for beating them. Hopefully we'll see more of that rivalry in the future. It's always exciting to see games between the two. And yeah.
So that does it for today's tournament. That is in fact the end, but we will be casting again tomorrow. It'll be myself and Zoya casting the monthly for the last 4 weeklies, not today's. But everyone is qualified for another monthly, so it's all the top teams. The prize pool is bigger, and you qualify for an ESL major if you place in the top 4 tomorrow. So the stakes are much higher in tomorrow's cast. That's tomorrow night. I believe we start at 5 p.m. Eastern, but check their website. If you type !bracket in the chat, that'll take you to the website, and you can find all the info there. Don't want to tell you the wrong stuff. Before we go, I just want to hit the wrong button entirely.
Yes.
And just do this again, guys. If you guys can subscribe or donate at all, you guys can help us create bigger and better content as we move forward. So I really do appreciate all your support and donations that we've received, and the subscribes, of course.
Yep.
Get us new emoticons, which is a lot of fun, and it helps support us a lot.
If you guys like what you see, that's what you're contributing to, so we can get this bigger and better as Heroes moves forward into the beta. We'll be up in that production value, giving you guys more content. So yeah, absolutely. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, everything. It means a lot to us.
And Ollie, I got to give him a big,
absolutely.
Special shout out. But honestly, he's done such a good job making this new observer interface, and I really can't thank him enough, because it makes the experience so much better for both me as a caster, or us as a caster, where we can read the talents live on screen and not just do our, kind of haphazard way of displaying it that we've been doing in the previous
weeks. It's great for the
weeks.
viewer. You guys get to see more information more often, because we are generally not a fan of pulling up the talent screen right in the middle of the action. We feel as though it's kind of distracting, so we try to read it to you as much as possible. But the layout is so much better. It's less intrusive.
So much better.
So you guys can see everything. It's just great overall. So yeah, huge shout outs to Ollie for that. Like you said, he put in a ton of work, and it shows. It looks really crisp.
Well, Kubi,
yeah.
Shout outs to you.
Oh.
And where can people find you?
Oh, you guys can find me on Twitter @TheKubi. And also every Tuesday night we do a little show, Town Hall Heroes. Yeah. That's 9 p.m. Eastern time on this channel. So if you guys want to check that out, we talk about anything involving the meta for Heroes. We talk about, new heroes coming out. We're going to be talking about the beta a bunch this week, I'm sure. So yeah, check it out.
And we're going to have Mr. Greg Idra Fields on this Tuesday as our guest.
The tease. Not really a tease, the announcement.
The announcement of Idra Fields, in fact. Or Idra Fields.
What a name.
In fact, being on our show this week, we've had him on in the past, but it's been quite a while, so it's going to be nice to sit down, get an update on Evil Geniuses as a team.
Yeah, they've been swapping their roster around quite a bit, so it'll be good to hear about that, just where they're looking to go for in the future, and just to hear him talk about, the status of his team moving forward. So.
Yeah, it should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. So tune in to that 9 p.m. Eastern time this Tuesday. 8:30 is the pre-show if you want to see some shenanigans. That's just as we set up and get ready to roll.
Sure.
But that does it for, I guess I should just shout myself out.
Yeah, that helps.
I'm Solid Jake. Guys, hit the follow button here on Twitch. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube as well. All the VODs, if you missed them, will be on the YouTube from every tournament that I do cast here on the channel. And last but not least, I'm on Twitter. It's Solid Jake GG on all three.
Mr. Jack Egg.
Mr. Jack Egg.
He just gave me the worst look ever. Yeah, but I think you're right. I think that's about it. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And until next time, I think that's it for us. See you guys later.
Peace.